Welcome to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Yes, we're diving into some really useful language today, getting past the basics.
Exactly. We want to help you understand those subtle differences that can, really elevate your English communication.
Make it more precise, more impactful.
And this whole deep dive, it's actually inspired by a lesson over at SpeakDuo, which is specifically designed for advanced learners.
That's right. And if you want to practice these phrases, build your confidence, you really should check out SpeakDuo.com.
Yeah, it's great. You can meet people from all over, practice English on video calls. Really helps you get comfortable speaking.
Definitely. Good way to put theory into practice.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Our first phrase, to go to great lengths.
Yeah. This basically means making a really significant effort to get something done, to achieve something.
Right, like the example. She went to great lengths to prepare the perfect surprise party.
Exactly. You can almost feel the effort in that sentence, can't you? It wasn't just a quick thing.
So I guess my first thought is, how is that different from just saying someone tried hard or made a big effort? Is there more to it?
There definitely is. That's a good question. While trying hard is pretty general, to go to great lengths, well, it implies something more.
More how?
It suggests an exceptional effort, like really extraordinary, maybe even unusual. Often it involves some kind of sacrifice or inconvenience.
Okay.
Or overcoming big obstacles, things that go way beyond what you'd normally expect someone to do. It really highlights the extreme measures someone took.
So it's about the degree of effort being much higher than usual.
Precisely. It signals that the outcome, or maybe the person you're doing it for, is really important.
Got it. That makes sense. Like, have you ever gone to great lengths for someone or something? It feels different when you describe it that way.
Definitely. It adds that weight.
Okay, moving on. How about to rise from the ashes? Sounds very dramatic.
It is. It's evocative, isn't it? It means to recover after a huge setback or failure.
The phoenix image comes to mind.
Exactly like the phoenix. Think of the company went bankrupt but rose from the ashes stronger than ever. That's the idea. Total ruin, then rebirth.
So if we just say someone recovered or bounced back, that's not quite the same.
No, really, no. The nuance is important here. To rise from the ashes implies recovery from, complete devastation. Total ruin.
Right, rock bottom.
Yeah. And it's not just getting back to where you were. It implies emerging stronger or somehow better than before the collapse. Recover is, more general. It doesn't carry that same sense of profound rebuilding from absolute destruction.
That's fascinating. The phrase itself packs so much meaning about resilience and transformation after hitting rock bottom. It's powerful.
It really is.
Okay, next. To face the consequences. Something maybe less dramatic, but definitely common.
This one means you have to accept responsibility and, crucially, deal with the results of what you did, especially when those results are not great.
Like the example. He cheated on the test. Now he has to face the consequences.
Right. It stresses that direct, unavoidable nature of dealing with the outcome.
So is it just another way to say, take responsibility? Or deal with the outcome?
It's a bit more specific, I'd say. Taking responsibility can just be acknowledging fault, saying, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
But facing the consequences is about actually experiencing and confronting the repercussions, which are usually negative. It's about enduring those results.
The actual follow-through.
Exactly. Often it implies a difficult or unpleasant situation you can't avoid. It's where the rubber meets the road, so to speak.
Yeah, that clarifies it. It's not just saying sorry, it's dealing with the fallout. Okay, let's talk about things falling apart, to come crashing down.
Ooh, another vivid one. This means to fall apart suddenly and usually dramatically. Often refers to plans, hopes, or even someone's emotional state.
Like his world came crashing down when he heard his diagnosis.
Precisely. It conveys that immediate devastating impact, like a building just collapsing suddenly.
So if I just said his plans failed or his world fell apart, those came crashing down, add something more.
It absolutely does. It adds that sense of suddenness and catastrophe.
Right, the crashing part.
Yeah. It implies a dramatic, often emotionally shattering collapse. Fail can be gradual, less intense. Fall apart might not have that same sudden, total devastation feel. This phrase really brings the emotional weight and the abruptness.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It really paints a picture of sudden ruin. Okay, how about when people get stubborn in arguments?
To dig in.
Ah, yes, to dig in. This means to stand firm, become really determined, often in a conflict or disagreement, refusing to yield.
Like, once the discussion got heated, she really dug in and refused to back down from her point of view.
Exactly. It shows that unwavering stance, like the digging trenches.
So is that just like standing your ground or insisting? What's the extra flavor here?
Good comparison. Digging in usually implies a more entrenched position, more unyielding.
Especially in an argument. You're refusing to concede, refusing to compromise, almost like you're preparing for a siege. Standing your ground might just be maintaining your position, but digging in implies actively resisting, maybe more stubbornly.
More determined, maybe even confrontational.
Often, yes. There's a stronger sense of resolve, maybe even defiance. You're not moving.
Got it. So it implies a real hardening of a position.
Interesting. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. To be morally ambiguous. We hear this a lot.
We do. It means acting, or a situation being, in a way that isn't clearly right or wrong. It's hard to make a simple moral judgment.
Like the example, his decision was morally ambiguous. It helped some, but hurt others.
Exactly. It highlights those conflicting outcomes, that lack of a clear ethical thumbs up or thumbs down. So how does it compare to saying something is ethically complex or in a gray area? Are they interchangeable?
They're related, but morally ambiguous focuses specifically on the difficulty or impossibility of assigning a clear right or wrong label. It might be because of mixed results, or conflicting values, or unclear motives. It really emphasizes that lack of clear ethical guidance, the uncertainty about the moral standing itself. A gray area might just mean it's complicated, but morally ambiguous questions the very possibility of a clear moral verdict.
That's a really useful distinction. It allows you to talk about complex situations without having to immediately label them good or bad. Okay, next one. Uh-oh. To throw someone under the bus.
Yeah, this one's pretty harsh. It means to betray someone, usually publicly, to protect yourself or gain some advantage.
Like he threw his colleague under the bus to avoid getting blamed.
It really emphasizes the self-serving nature of it and the harm caused to the other person.
So is it just a more dramatic way of saying blame someone or betray?
Super specific. It carries that strong connotation of sacrificing someone else.
Sacrificing. Okay.
Yeah, sacrificing their reputation, their well-being, by blaming them, often unfairly, just to save your own skin or get ahead. It implies a deliberate, often cynical, and ruthless act. The imagery is quite violent, isn't it?
It really is. Under the bus is, quite vivid. It suggests causing serious harm for personal gain. Wow. Okay, next. To force someone's hand.
Right. This means making someone act or decide something before they're really ready, usually by creating a situation where they have no other choice.
Like the example, the deadline forced her hand. She had to make a choice.
Exactly. External circumstances dictated the action, removing her ability to wait or choose differently.
So is that the same as pressuring someone or compelling a decision?
It's a bit more specific than just pressure. Forcing someone's hand implies creating a situation, maybe a deadline or a specific event, that leaves them no choice but to act immediately.
Taking away the option to delay.
Precisely. It removes their agency to procrastinate or deliberate further. They're compelled to make a move, maybe one they didn't want to make right then.
Right. Like their options have been suddenly removed. That happens a lot, actually. Okay, and our final one. This sounds fun. To polis someone.
Yeah, this is a great one. It means to imitate someone else's typical or characteristic behavior, often in a kind of strategic or recognizable way.
Like, he pulled a Steve and negotiated a last-minute discount. Or, you use the example, my brother totally pulled a dad and told us a terrible pun.
Exactly. It captures that signature move, something that person is known for doing.
So it's more specific than just acting like someone or imitating someone.
Definitely. It implies copying a distinctive behavior, a trick, a known tactic associated with that specific person.
A signature move.
Yeah. And often there's a playful or knowing nod to that person's style. It's less about general imitation, more about deploying their specific known move, maybe strategically.
I love that. Have you ever pulled someone, maybe pulled a mom to get everyone organized?
Probably. It's a really versatile and expressive phrase. Adds personality.
Okay, awesome. We've covered a lot of really nuanced phrases. Now, how about we see how well everyone listening has absorbed them?
Sounds good. A quick challenge.
Exactly. Let's do a quick quiz. I'll give you the question and options. Pause for just a second for you to think, and then we'll share the answer. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Question 1. What does it mean to go to great lengths? Your options are to wait patiently for something to unfold naturally, to make a serious effort to accomplish something, or to adjust your priorities based on other needs. Okay, just a moment. Think about that extra effort.
And the correct answer is, to make a serious effort to accomplish something, remember, it's that exceptional, extraordinary level of effort.
Question 2. What does it mean to rise from the ashes? Is it to slowly become less emotional over time, to prepare for something even after success, or to recover strongly after a serious downfall? Think about that total ruin, then rebirth.
The answer is, to recover strongly after a serious downfall, that phoenix imagery, emerging stronger from devastation.
Question 3. Which best describes facing the consequences? Options. To accept the outcome of your actions and deal with it. To avoid blame by distancing yourself from an error. Or to explain your side before anyone judges you. Which one involves actually dealing with the results?
That would be, to accept the outcome of your actions and deal with it. It's about confronting those repercussions.
Number 4. What does it mean when something comes crashing down? Is it ends suddenly and disastrously, often emotionally, it fades away slowly over time without notice, or it gets more complicated after gradual changes? Think about that sudden dramatic impact.
The correct answer is, it ends suddenly and disastrously, often emotionally, that sudden catastrophic collapse.
Question 5. When someone digs in during an argument, what do? Do they choose to agree in order to resolve the issue, leave the conversation to reflect quietly, or become more stubborn and defend their stance? Picture that unmoving, determined position.
The answer here is, they become more stubborn and defend their stance. They're refusing to budge, really entrenching themselves.
All right, question 6. What does it mean to be morally ambiguous? Does it mean to ignore advice and always follow one's instincts, to act in a way that can't be judged as clearly right or wrong, or to do something questionable that is clearly illegal? Which one reflects that lack of clear judgment?
That is, to act in a way that can't be judged as clearly right or wrong, highlighting that ethical complexity.
Question 7. Which situation reflects throwing someone under the bus? Is it blaming someone else to avoid getting into trouble, apologizing on behalf of another person's mistake, or ignoring someone's error in a public situation? Think about that self-serving betrayal.
The correct answer is, blaming someone else to avoid getting into trouble. That specific act of sacrificing someone for your own benefit.
And finally, question 8. What does it mean to force someone's hand? Does it mean to offer help even when they didn't ask for it? To make someone act earlier than they intended to? Or to support their decision without interference? Which one involves removing the option to wait?
And the answer is, to make someone act earlier than they intended to, compelling that immediate action by limiting their choices.
Okay, quiz complete. How did you do out there?
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps solidify these phrases a bit. Don't worry about the score. The main thing is engaging with the language.
Absolutely. And truly understanding these nuances, it really is key for advanced English communication. It's not just knowing words, it's knowing how and why to use a specific phrase for the right effect.
It adds so much precision. And remember, this whole discussion stemmed from a SpeakDuo lesson. The absolute best way to get comfortable with these is, well, using them.
Exactly. Practice makes perfect, as they say. So definitely check out SpeakDuo.com. You can connect with other learners from all over the world, practice speaking on video calls. It's a fantastic, supportive place to build real confidence.
It really is. So we'll leave you with this thought. The beauty of language is often in these subtle differences. Think about how you might use one of these phrases or listen out for them. How will you apply these new insights to your next conversation?
Yeah, challenge yourself. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into superbly said phrases.